Hello everyone, welcome to my vlog. So it's Thursday morning and of course it's a time for another vlog. So before I jump into my vlog, I just want to share with you guys amazing news. This coming weekend I'm gonna actually be doing an interview with Dylan Patrick. I'm sure most of you guys know who he is. He's one of the most amazing headshot photographers I know. And we've been planning this for a while and he agreed to actually do the interview with me, and we're gonna be basically chatting about the headshot photography. So I have a huge request to you guys. If you guys have any specific question you would like me to ask him, please feel free to send me a message or email or contact me through social media. And I'll be more than happy to share those questions with him and basically discuss headshots. So yeah, feel free to send that to me, and yeah, I can't wait. I'm so excited, and I have already tons of questions to him. So I hope that's going to be good and interesting, and I hope you guys are going to be enjoying it. I'll try to also do the live stream, so you guys are going to be able to listen to this, you know, right away. I'll send some information on my social media so you know exactly when this whole thing is going to be happening. Okay, so that's off my chest, and now I'm going to jump into my today's vlog. So today's vlog, I'll try to make it short and actually get straight to the point. But this is one of the, I think, most important vlogs I'm going to be doing, and I want to actually spit that out because I think this is something which really, I have to say, bugs me for a while, and this is something which in my opinion have to be said, and I want to actually share that with you guys. So recently I've been really pushing my social media and I've been sharing a lot of my work, and of course that comes with a lot of response, a lot of emails, messages, questions, and the thing which really frustrates me, and I'm gonna be honest with you guys, and I hope you guys not gonna get upset, or I'm not trying to insult anybody. I understand that everyone is trying to do their best, but I'm getting the same questions all the time. So the main questions what I'm getting is everyone is asking about the gear, it's asking about what softboxes I'm using, and they're asking about the settings. And I have to say that those are the less important things in the headshot photography. This is the thing which, like, I don't want to say people shouldn't ask about, but this is something which I think, you know, it's something which is actually on the bottom of my list, which I'm actually talking about what is good about headshot photography. And the problem is that even if I'll tell you the gear, even if I'll tell you the settings, even if I'll tell you the soft boxes I'm using, this is information which not gonna do anything for you, because you can have the most expensive cameras, you can have the most expensive soft boxes, you can have the recipe for settings and stuff like that. But if you're not gonna know how to use those things and how to approach headshot session and what you have to focus on, those information, they're useless, and there's nothing what you can do with them. And that's what frustrates me, because I really want to help people and I really want to make impact on their work, but at the same time I think that everyone should kind of reconsider this whole thing and look at this whole thing from different perspective and ask the right questions. And I'm going to actually discuss this right now. So what is the most important thing in headshot photography, and how I, you know, make a priorities, what I look for when I'm actually designing the headshot session, what I'm actually planning to shoot, and how I approach what is the most important things, and that's how I'm kind of going down the list. So the number one thing in headshot photography is face expression. This is something which you always have to look as a number one thing, because that's what makes the shot good. You can have the best lighting, you can have the best gear, but if the face expression sucks, the image is pretty much worthless, and you're not gonna like the shot, client is not gonna like the shot, even if you do, I don't know, amazing retouching to it. There is no energy when the headshot is basically emotionless. There's no specific face expression which gives that vibrancy to the image, gives that emotion aspect to it, there's nothing what you can do. So I've noticed that none of my viewers and people who are asking me the questions never ask about the face expression. How do you get them? How do you approach the photo shoot to get those face expressions? I've done similar vlogs, which I will be linking down below so you can see it, where I'm talking about the face expression, but this is the number one and the most important factor of good headshot photograph. So that's something what should be always on the top of your list. So what is number two? The number two is the pose. I've noticed that there's a lot of great headshots, but the body language and the way that people pose people, like the clients, I don't want to say they're not right, but they're not engaging. You want to see the pose which has some kind of meaning behind it, has some kind of look which engages the person with the camera. This is also something important. This is something what you should kind of look for. Study those things. Check it out. There's a lot of information and YouTube channels and great tutorials about the posing, the body language. This is extremely important. This is number two on my list, which I always look for. The next thing, the number three, is lighting. And it's not about what kind of softboxes you're using, what kind of strobes you're using, what kind of speed lights you have in hands and you've been using. This is, in my opinion, something which is not important. What is important is how you actually shape the light, how you work with the light, how you actually make the person look better by kind of moving and turning and switching your soft boxes to actually lit up the person the best way possibly you can. And that's what you should kind of ask for. Having a soft box, it's not gonna do anything for you. Like, you have to work with it. You have to find the angles, you have to find the positions, you have to find the distance to actually make the person look good. And kind of going back to the main thing of this is that you cannot just plant the softbox or Octus or whatever you're using in one spot and hoping that you will get something interesting. You have to work with the light, you have to move it, you have to change it, you have to adjust it, and that's something what a lot of people don't do, but that's what is the most important thing about it, and that's what people should ask for. So I don't really care what kind of softbox you are using. Is it small, is it big? It's how you're using it and how you can actually make the light look good on your clients. Okay, so the next thing, number 4, is the background. So the background, in my opinion, also adds something interesting to the image. And that's also what people should study, people should try it, people should research and kind of like changing them all the time. And this is probably what most of you guys see in my work. I shoot everywhere and I'm trying to use any possible background and see what I'm gonna get out of it. I know there's certain, I would say, clients which require like a plain background which is like the gray or black or white color. But if you want to actually add something to your image, you want to make the image more interesting, add some interesting colors, patterns, things which take the headshot to the next level, that's something which is extremely important. And I also noticed that nobody's asking about how you actually create your backgrounds, how you look for background, what is important in the background. None of those questions never come up. People don't ever ask about those things, and I think that's something which is and should be valuable for people, because if you actually start training your eye and actually looking for different backgrounds and trying to see things from kind of different perspective, and actually you will see that you can shoot in any place, because if you have that eye for seeing those things, you will nail every photo shoot, you will nail every headshot session. But that comes down to training your eye, trying new things and exploring different locations, different options, and different backgrounds. So that's number 4. So number 5 is retouching, and this is also something where nobody asks. And you know, I think retouching is, sometimes I feel like it's a pain in the butt for a lot of people and they don't want to do it. I've been hearing the biggest excuse that, well, I want to make sure that my images, they're gonna turn out in the camera and I don't have to do any Photoshop. Photoshop, it's not designed and it's not actually created to fix your shots. Photoshop and retouching is created to improve your shots, to actually remove things which shouldn't be there, and you know, improve colors, improve tones, get certain moods to your shot, make the shot look the way you want it. And I'm not saying to kind of butcher your image and then, you know, trying to kind of do something completely crazy, but I've noticed that when I started learning retouching and I started retouching my images, I took them to completely different level. But that unfortunately takes a lot of time, a lot of practice, a lot of dedication, and it's not come over the night. But it's something which, in my opinion, is extremely important. Plus, when you start retouching your shots, your photography not only gets better, but you also learn how to shoot better. Because then, through the process of retouching, you will see how you can improve things which you didn't pay attention before. And that's what I've learned. Like, that's something which I've realized after a while, that I start shooting completely different and I see images right now from completely different angle, because that's what retouching taught me. There's a lot of amazing courses out there, there's a lot of tutorials, there's a lot of interesting things which you can find, but you have to put time into it and start practicing yourself. But again, nobody's asking about those stuff, like how you retouch your images, what is important for you, how you approach even retouching, what's the plan, how you actually do it. Again, nobody asks those things. And the last thing, number 6, is the gear. So this is, as you guys probably noticed, on the bottom of my list. And I know that's maybe gonna sound harsh to a lot of people, but I simply don't really care what kind of gear you're using. You can even use your headshots with your iPhone. You can shoot with low-end camera. I don't really care. You know, what matter is the final results, how you approach the problem, how you actually execute those things which I mentioned before till you get the final thing. And I think, and this is what my biggest frustration, that we need to, as a headshot photographers and photographers generally, we have to change our mindset that the gear is only a tool. Gear is only actually equipment which helps us to achieve our goals. And I'm not saying those things are not important, but there's so many other factors which we should look before till we start analyzing, you know, what kind of camera do we need or what kind of lens do we need. Of course, the equipment help us to be more accurate, to be more precise with some of those things. But I can assure you that, you know, you can, if you know what you're doing and you understand the lighting and you understand all those other aspects what I was saying, you can create great headshots with your iPhone. Like, I don't really care, as long as, you know, I see those other stuff which are important. And that's what I would like to actually point it out, and this is what is the message of this vlog. And I hope I'm not gonna offend anybody and nobody's gonna get upset. I will be still answering those questions. I will be still saying the same thing over and over again. What lens do I use, or what kind of camera do I have, and what kind of softboxes do I use? But that's something which, as I said, is not as important as those other factors. So whenever you're planning the shoot, if you wouldn't mind, and this is what I'm gonna highly ask you guys, make that list and start kind of prioritizing those things and actually go through that list, and you will see your work improve dramatically. You will see that your images will completely change their vibe, and they're gonna look completely different. Okay, I don't want to kind of keep yapping about it because I'm sure you guys getting sick of this already, so I'm gonna actually end here. Again, if you have any questions and if you have any concerns, anything what you would like to ask, even this is about the gear, I still will respond to them and I will still give you all those answers. But at the same time, like, please actually listen to this carefully, and actually if you could even address some of those things in your workflow, I would be the happiest man on the planet, because then I will see the difference in everybody else's work. So wishing you guys fantastic weekend. Stay tuned for more information about my interview with Dylan Patrick. I hope it's going to be interesting, and I hope you guys going to love it. In the meantime, wishing you guys fantastic photo shoots. Stay tuned for another vlog, and I will be chatting with you guys fairly shortly.